it's the setup. Let's do a show because Bitcoin looks like it wants to challenge this 30K line here. I mean, mine's a little higher, 30,076. This bounce point I have, but I think we all know the real line in the sand is 30K, and it looks like this is the 15-minute. Looks like our good friend the 800 EMA on the 15 is coming in to regulate. The 30 minutes a little too low. Be, I mean, actually, if price hangs out, it'll drift up, but I don't. Price is gonna have to hold today. Price is gonna have to hold up. It's gonna have to do it, yeah, because the 5 already broke to 800, so we're gonna have to. We're gonna need to bounce. We're already yesterday's low. Already attacked that. Done. Psychological low. Done. So we opened up and never came back to challenge the daily open. It's sitting securely below the 800 on the 5. Let me get some reference points up here, but not looking strong right now. Bitcoin. Let's see what the RSI is looking like here. Spiky, man. Wow, they're just spiking the ranges here. Yeah, we've got some selling coming into the charts right now, but that could be market maker shaking everybody out down here at the lows. We saw that candle just slip green on the 5. Let's see what it looks like lower time frames. It didn't move it much. I just don't like this choppy behavior. This is the 1 minute. 10, 15 look like the place to be here. What might give you an idea what might be happening here. So all these dotted lines that I have, the yellow dotted, these were all taken from this white line. This white line represents the trend line that I drew. People have some different angles to these things. This is a trend line I drew from the 15.5K low, and then every time we broke that, I just created another. Just copied it to keep the angle. That's kind of the theory we go with, is that these algorithms kind of look for a slope or an angle that that plays pretty dominant. And when they break these, you want to be out of dodge. As you can see, this one was held pretty well. And if they break up or down from them, you may want to pay attention. Not like these lines are magical or anything. Like, you don't want to put too much faith in them. But as you can see, when trend breaks, I mean, you want to get out of the way. And then when trend breaks with an EMA around, don't like a 800 EMA or a 200 EMA or something like that. You really want to pay attention. So let's see what we think is going to happen today. Well, it looks like it held. I mean, so far, what are we into the open? 15-minute? No, we're not. What am I saying? Look at me. Man. This is the US Brinks. EU Brinks. What am I saying here? EU Brinks. EU just finished. So what time is it? Let me get my bearings here. 5:46. So we got another 45 minutes to market open. Fed Chair Powell speaks. 9:30 in the morning. Let's see. Tim's heat map. Where is it? Daily announcement schedule. There it is. Jay Powell speaks. What time is he coming out? 9:15. Okay, so 6:15. About 30 minutes. And we'll switch over to Tim. So this will be, hopefully I'll chop this down, make it quicker. So my feeling right now is Bitcoin's is holding. I mean, it doesn't look great because it looks like it's about to give this move up, and man, it is in a tight range. to be able to hold 30K. It never really established itself up here, up in the to sit above, like say 31, and to really trade up here. It's just been spiking into the 31K range, which leads me to believe market makers letting go up here, and we may be looking at lower prices. So today will tell, right? I mean, we are sitting below some levels like yesterday's low. We never came back to challenge the daily open yesterday from Tokyo. I mean, the U.S. session did. The U.S. I mean, New York did what New York does, and they used actually that wasn't the daily open for them because it flipped, but I'm pretty sure it was somewhere around here. But this is what New York likes to do, man. So prior to the Brinks opening, so prior to the setup to the New York Open, price was just trading around down here, 3,417, and then they lifted price to 30,600. Interesting that they sit right under this trend. Bang! Then they take the stop run up to 31, and they get up to 31 which challenged the highs from the previous session, and it looked as if they were going to really punch up and go for 31.5, and yeah, they stopped on a dime. This is why I think we're going lower, because there was just no appetite up here. They couldn't even keep price. When they came back, they couldn't even mess around with this trend line, sit on top, or just hang out in this M3 zone. So they went from the M1 to the M3, which gives the impression, when you move to these M positions, it gives the impression that price is going to, shift zones. It's typically what they like to do, is shift the zone. But what New York did for you, right? And this, I've been calling this they gave you the old double clear out, right? So they ran price up, so they gave the impression, market maker makes his presence felt, says, hey, we want prices higher, we're going to lift today, and with a little retrace, you could have bought that, bang. Now the sad part is we have many heroes up here that took the long at the highest point in the charts because they were induced to because of this price action, this very candle right here, and they stormed the beaches for us because they were never to be seen again as price ripped down below the 800, because we all know that those people at the top of the range were probably leveraging leveraging to the tune of 50, 100x. We have some of our trading friends out there that get heavy with the leverage, and they felt the pain on both sides. Longs got liquidated here. Shorts, not so much. Only the highest shorts probably would have been wiped out in this, but this type of movement, I call it like the heartbeat. You might see it today too with Gensler, with Powell. I'm sorry, Powell talking. You might see a real big heartbeat, boop boop, and wipe both sides. Get almost a 10% move total. This was nothing. This is a baby move. This is 2%. So we haven't had a good Fed day. That rip both sides in a minute. So, but this is the 15-minute, and we got higher lows. We got higher lows are setting in, my friend. I don't care how you want to slice it. If you take it from this trend, which was stronger, price broke above, and here we are coming right back in. I would pay attention, because what's coming up, 30K. So as if price, so this is what I look for out of price right now. On the 15, we're in bearish control. Not great. Not great on the 5. Yeah, this is not gonna So right now, almost, well, this is the setup for the open. Yeah, they could just be getting price set to explode to the upside. So you got to be kind of careful here. But this is a trend. This is what I would use. This trend line, because what do we have now? How far back does this go? I mean, it's off of this big move here. It had great touch point, and then bang, blasted through. Now, if we expect this to hold and be an actual move to the upside with just a consolidation, this is where we want to consolidate. At, the lowest, I mean, maybe we're talking about 30K as being that bounce point, which, not too far lower, right? And maybe we get a spike down to here, but you do not want price lingering in this area, tucking underneath the 800 EMA. It's just you're just gonna get this, right? You're just gonna get more of this. Here's a perfect example. Another strong EMA, price slid below it. This is the 200, and what did it do? Oh, it said, you know what? We're gonna accumulate. We're gonna give the impression of an accumulation pattern, and perhaps cross to the upside. It started attacking the 50 EMA. 200 was right here. Could have been a nice cross, but no. What price did was stayed under the 50, and now it's getting pinched. Now we got the 50 and the 800, and we're getting squeezed. Price is going to get squeezed with these EMAs coming down right on top of it, and this is the 10. So we got to see if price is going to hold. Right now it doesn't look like it, but the power of the New York Open could just take this and just rip it to the upside. So be careful. I wouldn't be taking longs. I wouldn't blindly be taking longs, let's say, right? But this is when you're looking for setups, this is a setup. Why? Because you could easily take a long here knowing full well, hey, if this breaks 1-2 lines here, comes into the what are we talking about on a percentage basis? What are we? Yeah, 30K is right here, 0.5% away. You just got to pay attention to how it performs right now. Yeah, it's not doing well. So it's looking like they want to dive it down. It looks like they want to dive it down. What's the 30 look like? Oh yeah, so I would be on the short. I'd be on the short, 30-minute long candle, but just like here, how price reacted here. So get a little bit above. Like you can't take that yet. You can't take that short. Why? Because look what happened. Price just tapped it and just broke and got going. So what could happen is price could just bounce just like it did back here and just bounce on this line. Oh, there it goes. It broke it. This is the 3-minute. Yeah, I like the short. I like the short. So when I'm being super aggressive, I could have taken that short. You could have gone either way with this. You could take the short, take the long. Just use stops because it looks like it's about to rip. I just can't tell which direction they want to rip it, right? Because they can use this area to spike low to do exactly what they did right here. Now, this is a different time frame. This is in the middle of the day on the New York session, like noon, yeah. So this is completely different, going to be some completely different behavior right here. But as you can see, they're using this area, spiking in and getting out. So you could see another play just like this. Because now what you have is a nice strong trend line right here that market maker knows that this trend line is here. They know it's being used. They know the 30K line is being used by traders, by algos, by everybody on planet Earth, as a key point to watch. So yeah, pay attention, and let's go check in on some of our friends. Let's go near, because man, I really like trading near back in the day, and it's not disappointing again. Here we go. Look at that pattern. It played out really well. Now, some people might say, "Hey, yeah, but you wanted this big spike up." Yeah, but I had no clue that it could make like what it was going to do after this move. You know, the stab into here. Even the stab into here was a little late. This doesn't lift up as high, but as you can see, the pattern, like what I was looking for was a knife down. This was the main range I was looking for with a spike into this box. Well, you know, we got exactly that, right? It completed, you know, several hours later, 12 hours later, I think, or something like that. But the point is, man, these patterns like to repeat. You know, I'm not sitting here with some crystal ball. What I'm doing is I'm just going back into the charts and looking for signatures that look very similar. And this right here is this over here. 1, 2, double top. They did it here too. They gave the impression that price was going higher. This isn't even a double top. This is a bullish run. And exactly right here, reversed it, crossed the 50. Once they crossed the 50, what did they come in and do? They right to the 800 on the 5, and what do? We came down. We took a little bit longer on this one. Wasn't aggressive. Used the 200 to chop around, but did not get above that 50. Right. This is what I use a lot. This EMA cloud strategy helps save me from getting bullish in this situation where I used to get bullish in this situation. See this structure right here? That would suggest to me take a long, because this cross is going to happen, which it almost did. See what they do to you? See what they do? Now, I used to take a lot of these trades right here. I would see this come in, know, okay, bottom's in on this, and then try to take this thing. This is only 1% though to the 50. Like I would need this to cross the 50, and this is what right here, crossing the 50, would give you the impression that, all right, we're going to start going higher. No, they immediately reverse price. So if you're taking trades like this, trying to scalp, now on 10%, on a 10x, it's almost 15%, but you need to take that profit because it's not going to be there very long. Not going to be there very long. It's a couple hours, and then but this should give you the indication that this is over, and then it finally crossed, and bang, when this came back up, yeah, they were giving the head fake, and here you go, the Maloik. This is when they dove down. So, but this is what we're hunting for. So even though you're taking, like I would have been induced back when I was trading last year, I probably would have been induced to take this, but at the same time, I'm sitting at my desk, I'm watching the charts, and if I'm not paying attention to this cross happening, and this move that's supposed to recover and come up here and cross the 50, if I'm not paying attention to this to unwind, then that's my fault, right? Because this unwound, gave you the signature, candle closure below, crosses, you need to know, okay, I need to get out. You should just get out here. Doesn't matter. Run. Get out, you know, even money. Flip your trade, because here it comes. Pings off the 50 twice and then blesses you with the hot sauce, with a juicy this is it, right? You're not playing for 1% raw price moves. We're playing for 5, 6%, 10x, 50, 60%, right? So this is the move, right? 10 hours later, not even 10 hours later, you know, you're sitting on a 5% move in 2 hours, maybe 3. So, yeah, this is how I play these hot coins. So near, what are we doing now? Nothing. U.S. Brinks is open. Is that it? Yeah, we got 15 minutes till we go to Tim. So, yeah, I like this. Well, this is going to be dependent on Bitcoin now, like what's going on here. It's a good stopping candle down here at the lows. So down at the lows, they recovered it already too. So this created a vector. That price just came back in, ate up. You need price now on this 5 minute on near, we're going to want it to come through the Brinks box. And you got to watch yourself because this is New York. They might bring price all the way back up. All the way back up to the 50. Okay. Through the 50, get this liquidity, come all the way back down through the Brinks box again. All right, you may get this type of action. You may even get something like this. So they don't violate this low, right? Keep this intact. If the play is to the upside, I'm not sure right now. I'm just digging into the charts. But initial move from the market maker looks like a setup to probe higher right now. Let's see if we get any clues on the low time frame. It's getting oh yeah, the 1 minute. Oh, there it goes. Just dipped down. That's the 3, the 5. Yeah, we're in bearish control. I guess a lot of them are going to be in bearish control right about now, huh? Let's so I'm kind of no trade right this morning. Like you could get aggressive and like I said earlier with Bitcoin, use trend lines like this. And if they break, you know, that could be your point to take a short or a long, you know, because I'm 50-50 right now. Let's see, back to Bitcoin real quick. Yeah, there's 30K, guys. So I'm waiting on 30K from Bitcoin. To be honest with you, see what it does. No need to be a hero. Try to take some wild trades, because like things like Gala. I mean, this is an important box for me for a while now. Trading below. Trading below, struggling. Everything's, look at this 5 minute. Yeah, we're in bearish. 15 minutes in bearish control. 30 minute R size in bearish control. Okay, so let's see. Because it's looking like a lot of these things are in a similar, yep, bearish control, sitting under the 200. I mean, that's on the 30 minute. On the 30 minutes, so you got lower highs but higher lows. So who's going to win? These have been in a lot longer. This is a stronger downtrend right now than this uptrend, that's for sure. But once again, so if you take it from here, from this, it already broke. But it broke up. Look at that. Look at this, guys, man. They are diabolical. So, yeah, they're, looks like they're using slope and trend. Let me thin this line out a little bit. I don't need it that big. I'll give it a 2. Give it a 2 spot. Clone it. Go to top. All right, let's. I mean, that's tight. Tight like a tiger. This is OP. So again, what you're gonna want to see at OP. Yeah, don't go below that. This is what I'm talking about. It already. So if you were looking for something like that to hold, I don't think that's it anyway. This looks more like the play right now. Something like that. But it's usually more aggressive. So see what happens. I mean, it's a tight little box here, and you got the brinks opening up. So these are the lines I'd be using to play. And all right, where could we go upside? 200 EMA. Yesterday's low. What are we looking at for a move to the upside? Would be, I mean, 2.25% is 25. 10x in this a 20% trade. Yesterday's low. So what are we looking at downside if this breaks? I mean, listen, if this breaks, you need to get out by 0.5. That's what I'd be looking at as a cut and run point on OP. Actually, let me do this different. I'll actually do a buy sell box, a long box. So if I were longing, so I really don't know which way I would go on this right now, but I would see it going up to here on a long, and this is where I would use my exit point, right about here. I'd use this trend line to get out. So give yourself a nice risk reward profile on that. And then if I was going to go short, like, because you got to pay attention to what price does in these areas. I mean, because it could easily just break down, bounce off of this 50, and then collapse. And start using this trend line, slip under its EMAs, and then you would know this bottom box is in play, which would give you a decent short opportunity. That's not enough though. I wouldn't go for the short. I wouldn't go for the short because I don't know that it's going to break this yet. I'd be on the long. What do we got? Let's who is that? Is that Ant? They call me Ant. Because I can't see who's in right now. I can't see your name. But let's see. Let's go down to waves because I've been covering wave. You know what? PEPE. Let's see if we got the PEPE treatment. Man, that call was just so perfect. Yeah, yesterday, man. Pinged the first time, right? I mean, just hit that 1590 perfectly, and then came in and blessed us again the second time, slightly lower. I mean, this was so tradable twice. It was fast though, but it would have been an upside move. That's why you got to sit at your desk, pay attention if you're playing meme coins. You keep your finger on the trigger because profits can be eradicated in a heartbeat. And you can see what they're doing with these trend lines. Man, they are dancing around them. So let's see how, because this looks pretty established right here. That is a crappy start. Hold on, let's get it from Sydney. Okay. No, they're using this. They're using that right there. Looks like they use it from back here too. It's about that, but looks like it's something like this. I would use something like that. Now PEPE, because now what you have on the 5 for PEPE, which is really nice, except it's, this is a falling knife. Yesterday's low though, so it may be bouncing off of yesterday's low. You still have this down here. I'm going to pull this box up. All right, so that's a low you don't want to break. I would use this as the line in the sand because price could easily tuck in, work its way down, and you don't want it messing around with this line very long at all because if it breaks, it's going to go down to that M1. We're in between the M1 and M2 now, so if this is going to resolve itself, we want to get on top of this trend line and start boogieing. Start breaking the 200, 800. So we want to see something like this pattern here, We just want to watch out for this. A little scam wick action. But it looks somewhat similar. This was much more of an aggressive move down. Just gave you that heartbeat signature. This was a obvious clear out right here, liquidity grab, and turn and burn in your face. So Pepe actually right now, yeah, I'm looking at it long. Look at the Stokes are curling up, but this is the same thing it did to me yesterday. So if you're going to take this long, it's got to be fast because it could do exactly what it did here. And what's worse for you this time is you do not have EMA coverage below on the 5. You're just hanging out in the wind. You are banking on horizontals to hold you up. So this is a little bit more of a, let's say, a dangerous short, right? This is not as good of quality setup, but sometimes you got to take a little risk for these coins if you want to, you want to play the game. So yeah, I could see a long, and I'm using things like the New York Open and the volume that comes in. So they just sold at the lowest point right here. This is the volume candle that came in, created a vector. So I think price is going to come up into this vector candle. Yeah, it's debatable if you take longs here. Actually, you probably shouldn't. It's still falling. So you'd want to get a candle closure, get a retrace. You want to get a retrace and not a failure at the 50 and retrace. What you would hope for is a push through, then the retrace. Like this would have given you, if it bounced, you could have taken that retrace, but it didn't. So this is what you're concerned with, right? As price gets aggressive, moves back up, you want to see it get through the 50, bounce, and sit on top of it. Sit on top of this cloud, just like it did here. It gave you the signature that it was going to do it, but then got checked by this trend line that was already built from that wick. It was basically already in. It's a little lower too, and price just curled right over. Let's see here. Yeah, I wouldn't be on the short for this yet. Even though price is in the red, I think this move slightly was manufactured in the beginning here to drive price down. But prior to the Brinks, prior to the U.S. Brinks box opening, which is a half hour before the U.S. Open or U.S. market open, only to just drive price back up immediately. It's a good stopping candle as well. So Pepe playing nice. Let me go to Waves real quick. Waves probably in a very similar position. Yeah, 200 EMA, 800 EMA on top on the 5. So everything's pushing down. But I'd be looking for these accumulation boxes because Waves have been playing really nice. See this nice accumulation box? Here they shook you out. They went after you. They went after your liquidity this time. So creating a nice little range to trade in. They'll spike up, spike down. I hate this magnet sometimes. Actually, get over here. That looks like the range. They spiking below it again, so it's tight. But once it breaks it, what you want to look for, bang, again, 50 EMA. Sit on top. It's working its way through right now. It's good structure. This has to hold. RSI has to push through and hang on. All right, let me go with, is Tim on yet? Not yet. All right, so we'll wait for Tim. So yeah, everything's like 50-50, but I'm kind of looking at longs right now, but really being quick on the trigger, so I'm not looking for, I'd be moving stops real quick, looking for some, just zero risk trades out of this stuff to hopefully, catch the big one back to the daily open or something, because it's a 4% move just to go challenge the daily open, just like it did here at the EU Brinks. In fact, I think you can see a repeat now that I'm looking at it. U.S. Brinks, they could just, you know, pull a repeat of what the EU did. I mean, work for them, right? Probably made a lot of money. Where did New York last sell from? Here's Tokyo. New York all the way up here. Wow. So New York last sold. Well, this is the New York session close, and they sold off. But they have imbalances all the way up here at 218. So higher lows. I'm longing. I'm longing this. One, two, three. It fell through. Man, it was respecting that for a minute. But this is the treachery the New York market open to play with you. But look, they're going to let you know right now. They are going to let you know right now if they're going to drive price lower. So U.S. Brinks down, up, down. It's got to hold, or else this is not a long. Man, it's so fucking difficult to. So yeah, you just got to watch this trend. They may tickle down here, but what you don't want. Oh, and they just did it. That's candle closures on a 2 minute. What's the 5? Just a spike down. All right, what would I need to long? Honestly, I would have taken this one on this stopping candle here. I would have taken this long. Back here. 10x, 15%. So, I mean, you could scurry out of that with, you know, the meat of that 10% or so, if you were to play this like I normally do. But I know Tim's supposed to start up to 9:20. All right, 9:20. Oh, and yeah, oh shit, that's right. Jay Powell speaking. So, you know what? I would probably be in a no trade zone, to be honest. Today, my past self, who is far more reckless, would most definitely be taking this this long off of this trend line. But that's not really advisable. It's really not. Like, if you do, you know, you're gonna have to have a stop somewhere. Like, if you want to be responsible with this stuff, and they're just gonna come get you. They will come get you because so on 10x my stop would have to be in this range, and there's a liquidity pool right there, 0.42, and you know, because that's 4%. Here's 5, 6% to get under that liquidity. For what? It's not worth it, because it's already breaking this trend line. It's already closed a 5-minute candle. This one's green but still floating under, and RSI's not looking so hot. Like on the 1 minute, like it needs to bust through. It already slipped below the 50 read. Pay attention to this stuff, guys. The draw a 50 line if it isn't on your chart, on your RSI, because it's important. Look what price did. Tried to come up, or the middle read. Here it is now. Here it is now. They're trying to do it on the 1 minute, but you need follow through. The 1 minute bounces around a lot. Powell, huh? I used to play this stuff all the time. There's not a lot of volume right now, which is interesting. Let's check in on PEPE. And just speak up, guys, if you want me to look at anything. I'll throw a different chart up. I'm just going with the coins I've been covering the past few days. So, yeah, I was saying, hey, I'm looking for a. I was looking for a long on PEPE too, based off of yesterday's low. Needed to hold this line though, And it's, you know, here's where we get dicey because it's all based off of Bitcoin right now. Because Bitcoin's at 30K. And, oh good, it bounced. Now this would give me confidence. This would give me confidence to go long. Not on BTC. BTC is still falling, but I think they're going to give a bounce point US Brinks, and they will attack the daily open. That's my play for Bitcoin, which would cause something like Waves to go absolutely ballistic and do something like this, like they did at the EU Brinks, and just, you know, rinse and repeat, and, you know, destroy the poor souls that took the short, right? And bless you with a, you know, 4 or 5% move to the upside. So that's Waves. So yeah, now I'm saying I would take the long based on how Bitcoin's moving. It's got to be Bitcoin. You got to pay attention to Bitcoin here. This is why I did here, because I was basically 50-50 on, you know, what the hell am I going to do, and I was looking at the long based on this trend line right here, coming in, snapping off of this trend line, knowing full well it could come a little lower, but stopping candle gives me some confidence that they're going to come in at US Brinks and they're going to drive price higher, in my opinion, because yesterday's low is all the way up here. Here's the 200. This is an easy attack vector for these guys. They do it all the time. And what did that deliver? Yeah, for me, it's a 20% move just to the 200. I'd take that all day long. I'd take it all day long. Tim start up yet? Yeah, there he is. Okay. All right, we're going to shut it down and head on over to Tim. That's a show.